like we're all juggling, and then we're constantly like throwing in balls and pineapples and machetes and fire, and it's like how are you gonna hold it all up? Hey y'all, welcome to Meryl's Mystic. I'm Meryl, and I empower witches, bitches, and dudes to complete themselves in order to have healthier soulmate relationships and more purposeful lives. And today we are here to talk about the upcoming full moon in Cancer. Now, the full moon in Cancer will be taking place on Monday, January 17th at around 4:50 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's 3:50 Pacific Time and 6:50 Eastern Time. So the Cancer full moon is the wolf moon also, and it's always the Cancer full moon during Capricorn season. Capricorn and Cancer are sibling signs. They have a lot of similar qualities, and then they have a lot of complementary qualities, and then they have a few opposite qualities. I mean, that could be just everybody, but they're a little bit more specific for the sibling signs. Both Cancer and Capricorn are extremely loyal and usually family-based people, and they can both tend to be homebodies. The difference between Cancer and Capricorn is on an emotional level. Capricorn, being the oldest earth sign, tends to be a little bit more emotionally mature than most other earth signs, but they are not the warmest or fuzziest of people, not really known for their romanticism. Unlike Cancer, Cancer is the youngest water sign, so they are very emotional. They can be romantic. They are a little bit more warm and fuzzy. They can appear to be a little harder on the outside, but a lot easier to be squishy than Capricorn is. So let's get into our reading to see what all the Cancer full moon will be bringing for us. Today I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sturl. And then we'll also be using the Energy Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. You can see that my light. I'm also finally I shouldn't say finally, I'm starting to record the Aquarius season Taroscopes today, so be sure to keep a lookout on that. Go watch your Taroscopes for your Sun, Moon, and Rising sign for Capricorn season if you haven't. And you can also check out the General Energy Devil card reading for Capricorn season. And Aquarius season is just around the corner. Starts on the evening of the 19th, and then we have Mercury retrograde in Aquarius starting January 14th. We've been in the pre-shadow since the 1st, so you might have already felt some of the energy changing. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the first card is just kind of the general energy that the full moon in Cancer is bringing, and it is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So the Ace of Pentacles is really about like new opportunities, and new like money-making opportunities, new partnerships sometimes, just new ideas that can be bringing you money. So the thing about being in reverse is kind of like it's just not time. It's just not time right now to start anything new. It's kind of like, it's funny because I have like a big whiteboard behind my desk here that I write out like a lot of like business plan stuff on and goals, and things that I'm working on. And I've already redone it twice. Well, yeah, so I've already had it done twice in the last year, and I just erased it again to start over. I always take pictures of it, of course, before I erase it, because some stuff I like to, rework and put over. So it's pretty blank right now because I haven't done too much to it because I was moving my space around. But literally the only thing I have written down right now is current projects. Because I don't know about you, but I constantly like just think of new. I'm like, oh, I could try this. Ooh, I could try that. Probably part of that's me working on being an entrepreneur and how I'm gonna generate income. And so like getting into this work the last couple years, you're constantly kind of being like, oh, well, I could start this. I could do lives. I could do podcasts. I could do, I could do these things. I can be brown. I can be blue. I can be violet sky. So that's what it made me think of. But I needed that was the one thing I needed that was these are the things you're working on right now, because the catch-22 about coming up with new ideas all the time, and I'm a manifesting generator in human design, so that's what we do also, but the thing that you risk happening within that is that you never finish anything. You never fully, if you keep reinventing, the wheel, or you keep starting new things because you think this one thing didn't work out yet, it's well, did you give it enough time? Did you actually follow through? So this is the first thing I thought of. I was oh, the current projects list, because this is not the time to open new doors yet. It's not the time to start new projects, new ventures, anything like that. It's just let yourself just be for a little bit. We've been working on a lot for Capricorn season, so look at what you've been working on and look at what you want to keep working on, and that get those things to be regular and habit and a practice before you start adding. It's we're all juggling, and then we're constantly throwing in balls and pineapples and machetes and fire, and it's how are you gonna hold it all up? So maybe you need to make a list like me. This is what we're working on right now. We don't need to start anything new. We need to follow through with this stuff, or we need to give this stuff a good chance and recommit to it regularly before we keep trying to start new things. Okay, so this is great validation for me. I hope that it's good validation for you also. So next is kind of how are we gonna do this? How do we better connect or more encompass this energy that the full moon is bringing? 5 of Cups in reverse. And I want to say interesting. I say interesting way too much. Interesting. It's my pause word. So the 5 of Cups on its own is really just about grief and loss, and sometimes focusing on this loss. It comes after the 4 of Cups, and the 4 of Cups is we're getting too focused on certain things. But with it in reverse, it's kind of referencing that 4 of Cups, that it's you need that list so that when other things come up, you can discern whether it actually is in line with what you're working on. But then there also needs to be this level of flexibility. There needs to be this level of because in the 4 of Cups, they're focusing on all the cups that are standing. And in the 5 of Cups, they're focusing on kind of all the cups that have fallen. I feel it's equally this, don't get caught up in what you think it's supposed to look like, and also not getting caught up in how you think it's gonna go wrong. It's both. And Aquarius season is definitely going to carry this energy into it, so look out for the Aquarius Taroscopes. The general energy will be the first one posted after this, so we talk about that a lot. So they're there is this, because the Four of Cups comes up, there's always this energy too of overshadowing in the Five of Cups. It's like, how are you letting certain things overshadow what you're dedicated to? How are you letting things overshadow what you actually have good going on in your life? It's needing to stay focused and then remain open and flexible to the things around you. Because just because you have your like list, that doesn't mean like there's not going to be anything coming to you eventually. This is just a moment. This is just for this moment that we need a little bit of like get into that last bit of grounding, physically and emotionally, before Aquarius season starts. Because once Aquarius season starts, there might be more opportunities coming in. And you're going to need to know which ones are the right ones to take up on. Because when we are manifesting, when we're working on stuff, when we're opening ourselves up, different opportunities, different opportunities can come forward. And the universe kind of tests us to see whether, like, is this actually a good fit for what you're working on, okay? So the next one I just heard was why. Why is this happening? Ace of Swords. Because there's new opportunities coming in Aquarius season. I like when I'm already talking about it and then we get to see what the energy is. I'm like, yeah, that's what I just said. Because there is new opportunities coming, and it's like there are different new ideas. Like we're like making the list now, what you have going on now in the physical, the things that you are already working on that you want to keep working on. Not anything that you brand new that you want to start, unless that is in line with what your goals from last year was. If you had goals last year that you were going to start this new thing, then cool, put that on your list. Make that part of your dedication. There's a pause that needs to happen then, that you need to sit with your current list. You need to sit with the changing energy and then wait. Get your mind and your head and your heart a little grounded, so you're feeling good about where you're at. Because it's like the things that's actually going to be successful for you is an idea that hasn't even come to you yet. It's on its way. You don't need to focus on anything new right now that's going to like try to make you money, because you haven't even thought of the idea yet. It's like it's out in the ether and it's making its way towards you. The universe is like doing all these things to try to get you into the right place in order for it to meet up with you, in order for this energy to line up and meet you where you need to be to meet this energy. So definitely go watch your Capricorn tarot scopes if you haven't. Get a little bit of, knock some stuff off your to-do list. Do some grounding work. Prioritize yourself. Get reorganized, for the quarter, for the year. Or at least start to do some things. So that when we're moving forward, that when the opportunities and the ideas come to you, you're going to be ready. Ooh, the outcome, the Magician. There it is. There's your new start. There's your new beginning. We're waiting right now. We're working on some inner stuff. And then once Aquarius season literally happens like a couple days after the full moon. So it's bringing us this last little bit of help, structure, pause before things get going again. And they want you to have, it's almost like needing a clearer slate. It's like when I was like, the board is becoming the perfect analogy for this. It's like I knew that it was because I filled this board up twice with everything I wanted to work on, and some of it followed through, and a lot of it didn't. Like, at least it was there. At least I worked on it, and now I have like my current projects, but I have so much space there. So it's like I needed to clear out some space so that I could clear out my mind. I'm trying to clear out my physical space so that there's just more room, so that I'm open to these new things and opportunities and ideas, so I'm ready for them. Okay? And then there's like personal and business infrastructure that I have to work on, so that I'm ready when the opportunities come. So that this is like a clearing out, and like we are like Marie Kondoing your mental, emotional, and physical state, so that you have this open space for these aligned, purposeful opportunities to come to you and line up and help you achieve these dreams and these goals that you are manifesting this year. Okay? Oh, it's exciting. We really got into it. They're like, yeah, we're gonna really like get into it, but it's both. We're doing, there's such this like dual energy feeling right now, which is wild, because we're not really dealing with dual signs. We are dealing with this dual energy of Capricorn and Cancer. So those can totally complement each other in this way. It's this balance of rest and work and determining and discerning what's worth our energy, what we need to work on, what we need to clear out, and when we can take those breaks in between to assimilate and let things settle and really be a part of who we're working on being in this life. Okay? Cool. Let's do us I say us because this spoke to me way more than I thought that it would. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and I like, at one point I felt like I was like talking to myself, like, listen. We're truly in this together. So I'm going with it, through it with you too. Oh, victory. Ooh, and victory was in reverse. It was in reverse this way. I don't know if you saw. If flipped it up. Victory, I wanted to show you upright though, because it's a very cool, pretty card. Victory. Number 28. Ooh, that's what I wanted to look at. I keep forgetting to do this. So there's like a numerology of the reading, and then we can line it up with like before we do the oracle card. So it's interesting because now that I'm doing the numerology part of it, we have these aces, 1, 1, 1, like, and this one's not starting yet. This new page that we're all like waiting for, like, gosh, it's gonna be, that's the thing, it's gonna look different than we think it's going to, because we've never been in this position as a collective during these times before. This is the first time this has ever happened on such a densely energetic planet. So we have 1 + 5 + 1 + 1. Ace, 5, ace, magician is also 1. So 1, 6, 7, 8. And the 8th card is strength. Sometimes it's justice, depending on the deck. But I always associate the 8 card with strength. Strength is also Leo. And Leo, ironically, or serendipitously, is the full moon in Aquarius season. And again, we were talking about how there's this rest coming up with this full moon, this rejuvenation, so that we are ready when we get into Aquarius season. So, and it's also, strength comes up too to just remind you that you have the strength to make this happen for yourself, okay? You have the strength, the will, the courage, the power. It's all for your highest good. It's all to help you continue to complete the goals and dreams for your life. Okay? And it's all about this journey, and the new chapter is coming. It's coming, okay? And I always feel like the new year doesn't really start until Aries season, because that is the astrology new year. And we are, and then we have Chinese New Year in February. So you have some time. There's all this pressure right around New Year's Eve, calendar New Year's, for you to like have things together. I feel like you have at least until spring. Like, we have a couple months of winter to in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you have some summer to blow off some things. But in where we are in the States, in winter, we have some time before, the energy kicks up again to really get things in place about where we want to be. Okay? So that's the numerology of the reading is 8, and that is the strength card. And you have the strength to make this happen for yourself. I know you do. And you wouldn't, if you weren't here, you wouldn't want that, okay? So allow yourself to just be for a little bit, just let it work on yourself. Let it be what it is. Okay. So we're reading Victory in reverse. Remember that. Victory, success, achievement. Reversed. The Victory card signals a delay or reversal in a hoped-for outcome. Whether it's in personal change or external achievement, success may have been eluding you for some time, but don't despair. You may need to restructure things, reevaluate, or release one specific outcome and set your sights on another. Hi. I'm amazed every time. Every time one of these oracle cards completely validates what came up, I'm always in such awe. And I'm the one channeling, so. Okay. Whatever's going on externally, remember that the equanimity of peaceful surrender can often be your biggest victory of all. Remember that the equanimity of peaceful surrender can often be the biggest victory of all. So that there's some surrender coming right now for you. Just a little bit of rest, relax, reevaluate, surrender. Things will pick up again. It's just a nice little moment to take advantage of. Affirmation. I'm achieving great things within myself and the world. I see myself as a success in many wonderful ways even now. I'm achieving great things within myself and in the world. I see myself as a success in many wonderful ways even now. Perfect. It's always so perfect, isn't it? Isn't that nice that some things can feel like they're perfect every now and then? Because it can't be perfect. It's fleeting. But I hope that this gave you some validation and some clarity to help you connect with this full moon. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Go watch your tarot scopes for Capricorn season and keep an eye out for Aquarius season, because there was really a connection here, because that full moon happens just days before Aquarius season, and we're getting in there. We're getting in there, y'all. It's good stuff. Oh, and I just noticed that we have at least 3 elements before our major arcana, and the Magician does have the sword, the pentacle, the cup, and the sword there. And then there, of course, we're connecting to some earth here, and there's needs to be some grounding at the end of this Capricorn season. Okay? Cool. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share with a friend. Please join my mailing list to get all things mystic. All links are attached, and I will see you for Aquarius season. Bye.